Mine already counted down.
Yeah, it did.
Hey, y'all.
They're both. I think they're both filming now. It's hard to see them from that far away.
I know it. Should we
I
push
think
up?
We'll never be able to read the things people are saying. I know that.
Let's see. We'll see. Are they on there yet? What are y'all doing?
I see people. Yeah, there's people on both of them.
We're not on. I don't see anybody on mine.
Lord, I
Y'all
got-
there? Hey, finally. What were y'all doing? Cooking lunch?
I got lawyers texting me on my phone while we're doing this.
Oh my word.
Maybe I should respond to them, tell them to go on Facebook Live, and they can ask me their questions there, and I'll answer them live, right?
Well, yeah, but we can look at them later.
Right.
But anyway, I see some of y'all up, y'all lazy things. Y'all surely you're not still in the bed, are you? I don't know. I can't read from this far away. Y'all may have the same problem I do. I've got on contacts and I wear glasses when I read. I'm gonna make me
Do
some.
you wear contacts
I've
and glasses at the same time?
Yes, I've got contacts on right now. That's to see kind of the distance.
But I'm asking, like, do you wear your contacts and put your glasses on?
I do.
I didn't know that.
To read, I do.
Are you sure you're supposed to do that?
Yeah, they said I need reading glasses.
Okay.
They've got these new contacts now. Let's see if y'all have any of these contacts. You put two in. This eye is to see distance, and this eye is to read with. But they said all brains it doesn't work with. That's what the man said. What do you call him? The eye doctor, anyway. So he said you can try it. So I tried it, and it drove me crazy.
I was going to say, it sounds terrible.
It's awful.
I don't think I would like it
He
at
said
all.
some people can do that, but we can't.
Oh, we lost her
Oh,
service
it'll
for a
come
second.
back on.
Yeah.
It does it here at
We got
my
a
house.
little
I don't
bad
know why.
service.
It's fine.
We trying, aren't we?
Yeah, we're trying. But listen, what we want to talk to y'all today about, we're out in this heat, is Walt's fourth book and his third one. Now, the fourth one you pre-order.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's right.
And the third one you just order. He's already got it run off. Everything's ready. But they're fixing to run off the fourth one.
That's right.
And so you have to pre-order that, just like you do with my books. And it's good reading, y'all. And you know, the other night I told you about how hot it was and that you could just, lay around in the sun and read. Well,
If you had better sense than we do, you could be inside in the air conditioning, looking out the window at the two crazy nut jobs sitting on the porch sweating.
well,
Talking, the people that are driving by right now think we're nuts.
I know they do.
Because they don't see that we're talking to two cameras. They think we're talking to some imaginary people in the yard.
Well, that's all right. But you know what? I can't see out in my house because I've got my air conditioning turned down to 72. And the difference in the temperatures in here is so great that all my windows are fogged up. And besides, I am boiling a huge ham bone.
Yes, and
I'm
it's hot in your kitchen.
I know it. I'm going to make some ham dumplings. Mine will come back on in just a second.
there it is,
I'm making
yeah.
ham
I see
dumplings.
it. Our air conditioner's been out for 3 days.
I went over there to drink coffee with y'all yesterday.
But ceiling fans, them poor ceiling fans, they hadn't stopped in 3 days. They've been wide open.
Hannah and Walt's bedroom is downstairs. They got 3 girls. They put them all upstairs, and Hannah said she didn't know if she's ever going to go up there because it looked such a mess. They just throw clothes around all.
So I wanted to show y'all. This is the fourth book.
Let me hold it. Get up a little closer
Okay.
to them so they can see it. We're too far away from the camera.
I think it's backwards on the camera. It's called Fourth Night's Watch. People ask me about the title to it, and it's kind of twofold. It was on the fourth watch of the night when Jesus walked on water, and he called Peter to get out of the boat. And for me, the writing and also being a parent requires us to get out of the boat a lot of times when we sure don't want to, right? Puts us in a lot of uncomfortable places. So I've written a lot of stories in here about things where I was uncomfortable as a parent, but I'd stepped out on faith, or Hannah and I stepped out on faith, and we just see what happens. And that's a dummy book.
Yeah, I know it. But what I was going to say about that stepping out, I know that all of us stepped out when we were first parents. Because that first child,
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
you don't know what you're doing. Every child is different, and nobody really knows. We're just all struggling to do the best we can. Would you agree with that? Do y'all agree with that? Let me see. What about you first grandmamas out there?
Give some thumbs up if you agree. That's what
Yeah.
she's wanting you to do.
Yeah, I want to know if you don't know how to be a grandparent. It's easy to be a grandparent. It's hard to be a parent.
So I want to tell you all the story. Okay, this is a story that'll be similar to. People say, well, what are the books like? Well, this is not a parenting how-to book. These are short stories.
But we
that
don't
I
know
have
how
written.
to.
No, we don't. Yeah, these are short stories that I have written
Bye.
to just to illustrate some of the things. They're funny, they're sad, they'll make you laugh, they'll make you cry, but to illustrate kind of the experiences we've had as parents, and then how God usually shows up and shows out, right? So I want to tell them a funny story about our first child, talking about parents not knowing what you're doing. We had left here and we were going to Mobile to visit some of my family, and that's about a 2.5 hour trip. And Bay was in a car seat in the back, and when they're that little, you got to turn them around backwards in the seat, right?
That's true.
So you can't see them, okay? And she must have cried for a solid hour, and to the point that Hannah's about in tears because Bay's crying, and now we've tried the gas drops, we checked her diaper, we gave her a rattle, we gave her everything that like the checklist that you go through to get your baby. We did everything. She wouldn't stop crying. But she also hadn't ridden in a car seat that many times, and so we thought, well, that's probably it. And so Hannah's over here distraught. I am just, get me out of this truck. I'm going nuts. And we still an hour away. And then she just goes quiet. And then I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I've been praying for 20 minutes. Thank you, Jesus. And I looked over at Hannah and I whispered, I said, don't you say a thing. And so we whispered for the next 10 or 15 minutes, right? And Bay never made a peep. And so we thought she has finally gone to sleep is what it, like we thought maybe she was fighting off sleep. But remember, we can't see her because she's facing backwards because that's how they do the car seats. And so we're like, this is prayers answered, and just to talk about God showing up when you need him, here's an answered prayer. But he doesn't always answer the prayer how you want him to, right? And so what we wanted was some peace and quiet, and we got it. And so 15, 20 minutes later, Bay hadn't said a peep. We hadn't heard a thing out of her. She surely is sleeping just like a champ. And I go, and I said, Hannah, you smell something? and so a few more miles down the road, Hannah says, I smell it too. And so we got on down the interstate a little bit. We pulled off at the gas station. And we quietly opened the door, and we quietly tiptoed to the back door and opened them. Y'all, Bay has not been asleep at all, not one little bit. What she has been doing is finger painting, and finger painting with poo-poo.
Oh my word! I don't know if I've ever heard that story.
You have. Y'all, I guess the reason she was crying was because her tummy hurt. And so finally she had a movement and her tummy didn't hurt anymore, so she quit crying, but now she's got all this paint to play with. And she has painted all over the car seat, all over anything she could reach.
I remember that.
Because you remember, I had to go inside the gas station.
And pull all her clothes off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Hannah took her in the gas station bathroom and hosed her off in the sink in the bathroom. I had to go to the gas station attendant and see if they had a water hose. And I'm out in the yard or in the parking lot hosing off the
baby,
the baby and the car seat, and trying to get poop off the seats. And
y'all didn't have. What about the clothes you put back on her?
We got a garbage bag or a plastic bag from the gas station attendant, and I put them in the back of the truck. And she rode in the car seat naked the rest of the way because we only had two changes of clothes. I saw that bee come at you, and and we were scared she wasn't done. So we didn't want to put another change of clothes on her. So we let her ride naked the rest of the way.
Hey, listen, you know what?
So the Lord answered our prayer, but he didn't answer it like we wanted it to.
He did. Is that story in this book?
It's not in this book. I'll write that story and put it in the next book.
But y'all, that's what he's talking about. Is it sometimes things happen in your family that's so funny, and he's sharing with that. and he's sharing sad stuff too.
That's
happened.
right. Yeah, hard times, good
I
times.
remember another time when Babe was a baby. You know how babies are so fat? And they got those pretty little rolls and stuff on them. Well, her little neck was all fat and everything, and Hannah got to sniffing around on her, and she just bathed her. And she still smelled bad. So she got to
Smelled
look at,
awful.
yeah,
Smelled
just had a
awful.
terrible smell. So anyway, they looked up right there and behind her ear, and right in there, I guess they
Big
had,
old fat roll.
yeah, well, it was dried milk and blubber and whatever else, and she smelled terrible. Anyway, they had to give her another bath, so she's had a smelling problem, I reckon, since she's been all the time since she's been a baby. But here's the thing we got to remember: she was the firstborn.
That's right.
She was the firstborn. But
So,
anyway,
that story, I have written that story. It's called Babe Was a Chunky Baby.
Was that the name of
But it's not in this book. It's in the.
It's one of the others.
It's in the second or third book.
And y'all, he's got great colored pictures in the books too. And the paper is really thick and nice. It's good sturdy paper. And I think you're gonna like it. Here's his picture on the back, right there.
So we have friends, that are also. I don't. Sometimes people say, well, y'all are famous, and what I quickly say is, I'm not. I'm not famous.
I'm not either. I'm just a struggling old woman. You a struggling old man.
That's right.
You're a little bit younger than me, but
we
anyway.
do have a few friends that have found some measure of fame. Mark Lowry is one of them. And
right.
Mark is was a longtime member of the Gaither vocal band and
sings Christian music.
What a lot of people don't realize, he wrote Mary Did You Know?
Yeah,
what a great song, and he wrote it.
And he didn't sing that for a long time. Other people sang it, and then somebody said, Mark, you need to sing your own song.
Yeah.
And he did, and he's got a beautiful voice.
And
it's
one of
really
my
good.
favorite songs.
Me too. But what about Andy Andrews?
Well, so I wanted everybody to hear. Mark said, if you love reading Southern stories with a spiritual message, Shepherding Outdoors is a wonderful read about a Christian family, their shared adventures, and their love of the outdoors. You'll find inspiration, humor, and comfort in my friend Walt's words. And I thought, how nice of him
to write that.
Yeah. And then, so I went and saw Andy Andrews the other day. You posted that video, or you shared it or something this morning.
I did.
If y'all haven't gone and watched that video on Brenda's page, you can scroll back up and watch the video that Andy and I did earlier this week. He's a great storyteller.
He is.
And so he and I got to telling stories back and forth. And before we knew it, I think we had forgotten that the cameras were rolling, and we were just in stitches ourselves and having a good old time. Y'all will enjoy that video.
And some of those people wrote in this morning and said y'all follow Andy.
Yeah.
And I've been on Andy's, what do you call it, podcast? I've been
Show,
on his
you can call it
podcast
whatever you
before.
want to call it.
Yeah. And I enjoyed talking to him. I said, well, just tell me. And he said, I'm going to ask you some questions, and can you answer them? I said, well, I'll surely try. So we did. But he's really a nice fella.
Andy said, talking about nice compliments, he's a New York Times best-selling author.
Yes, I knew that.
And so when you talk about people saying we're famous, and how we respond to that. Like, I hadn't even taken a shower this morning. Okay, I am not famous.
I painted my face.
Right.
That's about all I've done.
And so I'm out there. I've been working on the cabin. I took the day off today. I've been working on the cabin all morning long. I'm sweaty. I stink. I did brush my teeth, but anyway. So when I get around people like Andy, who really is famous,
that's right.
I act just like anybody else does. Like I get, I'm excited to be around him, and I get kind of caught up in being around him.
Well, he's a fun person to be around, and you know what? It's like we tell people, don't put us on pedestals, because you know what? There's nowhere to come but down.
That's right.
If you're up here, you just go like that.
Well,
we're just regular folks, y'all.
Yeah.
This is a regular porch. I live in a 1970s house.
There's ants crawling all over the porch right there.
They are? What is that? Is that
There's
something
a dead
dead?
bug there. It looks like maybe a bee or something.
Oh, right there.
On.
Yeah, I see it. They know
Yeah.
we have an ant problem because I've told them before. We got fire ants, black ants, cow ants, you name it, we've got it.
Carpenter ants.
Yes,
Yeah,
carpenter
we got 'em
ants,
all.
we got them all.
Anyway, so you can go to shepherdingbook.com, and that's all one word, shepherdingbook.com, and you can order my third book. You can get it right now.
Right.
There aren't many copies left, so
Now
you
tell
better,
them what the name of that one is.
It's called 3 Dog Days, and
They
again,
got a few copies left. of
all
that.
my books are the same premise. They are short stories with a theme or a moral to the story, so to speak. And so, and it's always a faith-based theme. I'm not a preacher, and I'm not a biblical scholar. I do teach Sunday school, and I lead men's Bible studies, but I don't. They're not preachy stories. They're just stories about life. But I let God show through them. And so you can go to shepherdingbook.com, or you can call 1-800-361-8059.
We'll put it in the thing.
Yeah, we'll put it up here in the thing. And you can order my third book right now. It'll ship. It'll be at your house in a week. Now, there's like 250 copies left at the publishers. So, like, if I had to guess, by the end of the day, because of these 2 videos, what y'all don't know is, so this right here is live on Brenda's page. This right here is live on my page.
We're doing 2 lives. We're getting good with this video
Yeah,
stuff.
we're getting fancy. We got 2 cameras or 2 phones going at the same time.
I'm trying to read from a distance. I'm going to have to read y'all's comments when I get through.
So probably by the end of the day, those 250 copies of the third book will be gone, if I had to guess. And so you better go order it now if you want one. And then while you're doing that, you can pre-order the 4th book, right?
Yes.
This book.
Right.
And these books will be shipped in time for Christmas. People ask me all the time, well, who's this book for? And you know, I wrote it for men because I've been in men's ministry.
But
so
women
long.
are enjoying it.
I mean, again, talk about God doing what He wants, not what we want, you know. So I thought I was writing to a target audience of men, but I
Women
have more
like it.
women that enjoy the book than men do. Now, I have had somebody tell me that's because men don't read as much too, and
Well,
that's probably true.
But you know, I've had people to come to the Cottle House, and they'll say, and they bring this book. They bring Walt's book with them, and well, they bring mine too for me to sign. But they bring yours, and then they say, "Is there any way you can get up and get Walt to come over here and sign this?" And I might say, "Well, yes, he probably can come," and I'll call him and tell him, and he comes over there and signs the book. But sometimes he's in grand jury, and he doesn't get home till 9:30 or 10 at night. So when that's the case, he can't come over there and sign your book unless he does it like the next morning or something like that. But
This is my hobby. This is my passion, I guess. This is
but
your job.
Well, you still have a job.
That's right.
He's not retired. He's working. He's doing something all the time. Nobody can keep up with him. He works at his real job in town, and then on Saturdays he works at the cabin or this or whatever.
Or doing ballet recitals.
He's got
whatever.
Oh Lord.
Somebody asked me the other day. They said, when do you do your real job? Well, I go to work every day from about 8:30 to about 5:30.
Or sometimes later.
Yeah, or sometimes later, yeah. Especially during a jury term.
Yeah, we don't see him till late at night then.
But you know, busy people are busy and they get stuff done.
That's right.
Idle people aren't busy and they don't get much done.
Well, and two, if you sit a lot, y'all, you're going to rust.
That's
and
right.
I've told you that. If you sit and you're not doing anything, Walt walked in a while ago, and what was I doing? I've got a big wooden bowl in my den full of Brazil nuts, and I got a antique cracker right there, and I try every day to eat me at least 4 or 5 Brazil nuts, because, you know, they're really good for you. Nuts are good for you.
She said, you want a nut? And I said, no, I got enough of those in my life.
So anyway, it's going to be a good day, though, y'all. We did get rain, and everything looks plush. As George's mama used to say, God gave the earth a bath today.
It was a good
It
one.
washed off the pollen and the dust and the dirt and settled it, and it really is nice.
Other than it's humid. I think it is going to rain again, though, this afternoon.
Yeah.
Hey,
Some places.
tell them about your YouTube channel real quick.
Oh well, I got that person, whoever was impersonating me on YouTube, They called it Cooking with Brenda Gant, had a check mark, and just stole my whole identity. Well, YouTube took them off. They took them off of it.
Finally, it took a lot of work.
But there's somebody else on there now.
Yeah, there'll always be.
And she puts. Should I tell them what the?
Yeah.
She puts Cooking with Brenda Gant, and then right under it, she's got Brenda's Kitchen.
And that's not us.
That is not me. That is not me. He or she or it or whatever hadn't got anything better to do than to steal. And this that you're seeing right now, probably in a few minutes, it'll be
On the fake page.
on that YouTube page, but it'll say Cooking with Brenda Gant, and then it'll say Brenda's Kitchen.
What was the last video you loaded on the real page?
I loaded one this morning on biscuit. What did I name it? It's making biscuits, but it's biscuit tutorial.
And that's
Biscuit
on the real
tutorial.
YouTube page.
That's on the real YouTube page. Biscuit tutorial. I also put it on White Lily Baking Community because I'm a follower of them, and so sometimes I'll send them something.
Yeah.
And I sent them something today. I like to watch their place because you got everybody baking cakes and pies and cookies and putting it on there, and I go in and look and see what y'all are.
Now,
what
what
y'all are
about? I
baking.
just saw somebody said, "How can I get your books, Brenda?"
Oh, okay. Well, you can go to Hoffman Media, which is under BrendaGantBook.com. If you go to BrendaGantBook.com, you're going to see all 3 books.
And right now, they can order all 3 of your books.
That's exactly right. They're supposed to be here in August and the very 1st of September.
But it's a 2nd edition, or maybe even 3rd edition printing. It is 3rd edition printing of the first book, right?
Yes, and the second book, but they're selling really good. I mean, they're selling really good.
But it's a limited run.
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all need to get your order in, and they're going to be here in August and the 1st of September.
Yeah.
And here's phone number, 833-839-6871. And it's BrendaGantBook.com. Not recipe book, just BrendaGantBook.com, and you'll get it.
And we'll put all that up in the top too when we end the video. And then
It'll be in the see more. Y'all, they don't press see more.
yeah.
We'll have 2 or 3 little sentences up there, and then at the very end of it, it'll say "see more."
You
Well,
gotta
honey,
push
if
the see more.
if you press that, you'll see the rest of what we told you.
You know, one time you reminded me of this just then. When I was in about 6th grade, I was a little bit mischievous, and so you remember Gaffer's Department Store?
Yes, I
Y'all,
do.
do y'all remember Gaffer's Department? I don't know. You may not have ever had a Gaffer's, but we had one.
We did too.
And they had a payphone outside of Gaffer's Department Store. And for some of y'all that are young, you don't know what a payphone is. It's a box that hangs on a post on the street corner that you put a quarter in, and you could make a phone call. And so me and one of my buddies, my mom had wanted to go to Gaffer's, and so she drug us with her. We didn't want to go shopping. We didn't want to be there. And so as soon as we went in the door, you always, little boys, we'd go to the little boys section. That'd last about 5 minutes. And then we went and looked at watches, and that lasted about 2 minutes. And then we were bored. And so somehow or another, we ended up outside at the payphone, and we dialed the number for Gaffer's, and they answered. And I said, my daddy, I'm outside at the payphone. My daddy's in the store, and I can't find him. Would you page him and tell him I'm at the payphone? And they said, sure, what's your daddy's name? And I said, Seymour Butts.
You ugly little old boy.
So we hung up, we ran back inside, and we
That's
waited.
just like a kid.
They never paged him. They knew it was a joke. They wouldn't do it.
Well, the other day on one of my videos, we got to talking about relatives' names, and I had a relative. It was my granddaddy's brother, and his name was Harry, and his last name was Harry Wolf. It was his sister's husband. Harry Wolf was his name. And then everybody wrote in to say what relative they had another name.
Yeah, crazy.
Y'all
name.
tell us the names of all those that is in your family that you hate to say their name. Yours is Seymour Butts, and mine is Harry Wolf.
Yeah.
So what's y'all's? I'm interested to see. We need to make a list of that and see how many. I don't know what parent would want to do that to a child, but Johnny Cash sang that song that was his name was Sue.
A boy named Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said it made him the man he was today. So anyway.
Hannah, when she was a social worker, had a client named Pajama, and it was Pajama.
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 And they just I had a student named Lontac.
I see Lontac every once
Do
in a
you?
while. I do, yeah. He's got a son named Lontac.
Oh,
now.
has he? Well, he was one of my students a long time ago. He's probably an old man now, isn't he, by now?
He's about my age. He's a good fella. I like him a lot.
Well,
I sure do.
That's good. Well, y'all, we're going to go, and I'm going to go eat another Brazil nut, and y'all order Walt's book.
Shepherdingbook.com, BrendaGantBook.com, and then we'll put a link for the real YouTube channel too somewhere.
And listen, when they're coming, if you're giving it to somebody, make sure that when you do this, let me open a second.
Okay.
You've got plenty of room right here to write a little note to that person to write to, and whoever you're writing it to, and write them a little note. That makes it so personal and so nice to write. You've got plenty of room on either one of these sides here to write in. And you can write on his pages, and you can on mine and my cookbook too.
So just so y'all understand, this is a dummy book. Okay, it's not the real book. It's just a cover that's put on one of the other books. That's why it says 3 Dog Days right here. This is actually my third book. If you wanted to buy a copy of my third book, this is it. But I use
they have
this
to do
one.
that to get it before it gets printed.
We use this so we can show y'all something. So you see, this is the real cover of the fourth book.
Yeah.
But it's just over the. I just wanted them to see, because see when you open it, it said 3 Dog
Yeah,
Days.
well, mine's got I had a dummy book too, and I told them. So they could see the back and the front.
That's right. That's right. So
That's good.
So get you, men will like it, women. Lots of teachers buy these and read them to their classes, especially middle school kids.
Right.
They'll be shipped in time, plenty of time for Christmas. So it'd be
That's
great
right.
for Christmas presents. Your books will be here in August.
Yes,
All
and
three will be shipped in August.
well, and some of them the 1st of September, but all by Thanksgiving and Christmas. You're gonna have
That's
them
right.
so that you can fix all the good stuff that I've put in there for Thanksgiving and Christmas. But anyway, I'm fixed to go in there and get to working on my dumplings. My ham bone is boiling,
I'm going back to the cabin.
and I'm going to do that, and I'll show y'all that video soon. And you need, listen, y'all, you need to be learning how to make a dumpling, because if you can make a dumpling, you can make chicken and dumplings, ham and dumplings, ham pot pie, chicken pot pie, fried dumplings, fried apple pies. I mean, you just need to know how to do dough.
I see a scammer on your live feed, and it's HJK something, and they're saying, congratulations, you've received a McDonald's sample gift card. Do not click on that link, y'all. That's a scammer. Don't click on that link. Just ignore it. We'll try to block them in just a minute, okay? All right, love y'all. Have
Bye-bye.
a great day.
Let me get up and turn everybody off. Y'all get up like I do. Slow and easy. Bye.